Bonjour everybody, hello everybody, happy Easter to you wherever you are joining from. I hope that you're fine and you've been well since the last time I last saw you. I don't know if that's like saw you, but whatever. Anyway, welcome back. Today I'm going to continue the conversation that I started last week about how to apply to your friend's school. So in that video, if you've watched it, you realize that I talked about the steps to apply to your school, and then I mentioned that the next step after getting your admission is your visa application, and that was an entirely different video. So today that's what we're going to be talking about. Before I continue, if this is your first time here, welcome and thank you for stopping by. You're in for awesomeness, your dose of awesomeness. So yes, thank you. And if you're a returning viewer, thank you very much for sticking with me. If you're yet to subscribe, please do so now. The button is right somewhere here. Please do so, like it, share with your family and friends, and let's get started. So like I was saying, you've gotten your school admission. Congratulations. But this is not the end of the story, as you might imagine. In fact, it is the beginning of the actual stress. So when you get your admission from your school, right, typically they will tell you how much you have to pay to accept the admission. And then you have to make that deposit if you choose to go with the school. Once you deposit that amount of money, your school will send you an attestation de something. Essentially, it's like a certificate of enrollment, that kind of thing. So it's a letter that says that this person has accepted to study this course in this school, and this is the session, this is how much they've paid at this day, blah blah blah. So that's an official document that you need to actually apply for your visa. Okay, so once you get that document from your school, then you can go ahead to reach out to Campus France. Now, I said it before in another video, maybe I should say it again just for effect. You cannot apply to study in France, or rather, you cannot apply for a French study visa without going through Campus France. Campus France is actually a French government body that is present in many countries for the sole purpose of facilitating student visas. So if you actually go to VFS, pay your visa fees, and go there for like, I don't know, biometrics or anything, they will send you back to go to Campus France. And unfortunately, whatever money you might have spent will not come back to you. So do yourself a favor and just go through the right channel. Campus France has offices in Lagos and Abuja in Nigeria. The Lagos office is within the Alliance Francaise office in Ikoyi. And essentially, like, you can ask at the gate or ask at the reception or whatever to say that you're going to Campus France or something. Someone will direct you. I'm sure someone somewhere would know where that is. Tell them that you've gained admission into a French school and you want to know what the visa application process is. They will send you an email with a checklist of the things that you need to do. So essentially, you're first applying to Campus France before you apply to VFS, okay? So Campus France will go through your documents and ensure that it's complete, you have everything that you need. And then you will also be interviewed by them. They want to know your motivation, why you chose the country, all those things, right? So like, you've convinced your school, now you have to convince Campus France about why you need to school in France. It's nothing difficult, but just know that those questions will come, right? For me, the checklist that I got at my time, I'm saying at my time because I don't know if it has changed. I don't know if it will change by the time you're ready. So it's best to know that these things are not cast in stone. Checklist that I got actually asked me for a bunch of things. The proof of enrollment from my institution that I mentioned earlier, proof of accommodation in France. So if you're planning to stay with family or friends, they have to write a letter with their home address, maybe their own visa status, blah, blah, blah. But otherwise, a lot of schools give accommodation options, not in terms of them renting to you, but in terms of where you can find accommodation to their incoming students. So you have to go through all those sites, try to find accommodation. They might likely ask you to pay ahead or at least pay like a booking fee that then they will use to give you a letter to say that, oh, this person has booked this apartment from this time to that time and blah blah blah. So you need that document for Campus France. What else? You need travel insurance for 3 months. So of course, I used I used an insurance company. I don't want to just be advertising people for free. I used an insurance company when I was doing mine, and essentially, you just tell them like if your course is supposed to start in January, for instance, then you might want to start from maybe January 1st and then count 3 months after or something. But like, it doesn't make sense for you to actually buy insurance that will be counting when you're still in the country. So you have to calculate like when do you plan to land in the country and probably like let the insurance start like a week or something before, that kind of thing. So yeah, do that. Also proof of funds. So if you've already paid the balance for your fees, if you don't have scholarship, then proof of funds for the balance of your fees and your living expenses for 1 year. Living expenses for 1 year, thankfully, Campus France has already pegged it at a figure at my time. That figure was 3.5 million naira. Uh, yeah, 3.5 million naira. So just show that with the balance of your fees, and if you have scholarship, the official document stating that you have scholarship and how much it is, and then of course the documents from your school to say, oh, maybe like after applying this scholarship your tuition is fully paid, or after applying this scholarship you have X left to pay, that kind of thing, just to show that you have enough money to pay whatever your school fees is supposed to be. Of course, your international passport has to stay valid for the duration of your course. Then, passport photos, I think two. Yeah. Please don't staple them. Whatever you do, don't staple them. You can write your name at the back, but don't staple them. You also have to pay a certain sum of money to Campus France. I think it was 52 or 54,000 naira. I'm not really sure. 50 something thousand naira essentially. And I don't know what it's for, but I guess they cannot render this service for free or whatever. So yeah, you pay Campus France. They will go through your document for completeness and let you know if anything is missing. They will also interview you. Okay. I think I mentioned that earlier. But they will interview you, ask questions about your motivations, why you want to school in France, what you plan to do afterward, blah blah blah. Just be sure that you have thought this through and you actually know what you're doing. So after all this, you will have to create an account on Campus France's website. They have like a part for students. I'm not sure if it's before or after the interview, but just bear in mind that you have to create an account with Campus France, and then through which you will then create your VFS, or when you're creating your VFS online account to apply for the visa, it will ask you, once you choose that it's a student visa, it will ask you for your Campus France account ID. So you have to input that. So you can actually do that without uh, having a Campus France account. Okay, so they'll ask you for that. On your Campus France page, you're supposed to get a code, or yeah, a code that should be a part of your application. When you're filling your visa form, there's a part of it that requires a code that will let you be charged only 50% of the visa fees at VFS. If you don't have that code, they will charge you the full fees. I didn't have it for some weird reason. And it was when I got to the embassy for my biometrics that they were like, oh, where is my code? And I'm like, I don't have the code. Am I supposed to have a code? And then they said, yes. Oh, okay. Can I go outside and call them? We're like, oh, it's too late. We've already started. Now we have to charge you the full amount. I was pained because that was like, I don't know, extra 25K or something. I was just like, oh my God, like I don't have this money to waste. But yeah, that happened. And apparently there was one place on the Campus France portal that I was supposed to get it from. I'm like, this was not in the checklist that you gave me. What are we doing here? If there's something that is meant to cost me money, why didn't you just say that to me or add it to the steps of things that I was supposed to do? But yeah, that happened. Once you go to VFS, you then do your biometrics. They would accept your documents, blah, blah, blah. On the website, it says that it takes you 15 minutes for your appointment. Don't believe the hype. They told me that, and guess how long it took me? Like 5 hours. It was terrible. Like Monday morning, I was like, oh, I'm just gonna get there at 9:45 and be out at 10. There's 2 p.m. My sister, I was still there. But yeah, just bear that in mind that it's never like bam bam bam, I'm going there, I'm out. Like just clear that day that, oh, we have VFS today and that's it. Okay. My advice to you is to actually apply for your visa early. It was supposed to take 3 weeks. My friends own, so I think that there's also like rush hour or some rush season or something. My friend traveled in September. She applied for a visa. She literally got it in like 5 or 6 days. So I was just like, oh yeah, I'm just gonna apply and then mine too will come. So I was to resume in January. I applied the first week of November, thinking that, oh, it will take 5 days. And even if it doesn't take 5 days, I mean, it's take 3 weeks. And then by the end of November, I'll have it. I'll give my employer notice on the 1st of December. My last day would be 31st of December. And then, like, I had all these grand plans about how everything was going to work out. And guess how long my visa application took? You can't even guess. 3 months, almost 3 months. I applied during the first week of November and they literally sent back my passport on the 26th of January. It was awful. Like my school had actually said, so I'd resumed online in January and I'd been attending classes online, and my school had said, oh, by the end of January, I think the last working day of January was supposed to be the 31st, but they were ending online classes on the 27th or 28th, something like 28th. It was a Friday. So they had said to me that if my visa didn't come by close of work on the 27th, they were going to defer me to the next stream, which was in October. And I'm like, let's not do that. And then my visa literally came like the evening before that deadline. So that was good, and we thank the Lord for that. But the point is, you have to plan for all these unforeseen delays, especially now that everybody is holding coronavirus responsible for everything that is wrong with the world. So yeah, plan for that and just apply early. Don't cut it too close because things do happen. I hope that this has been helpful to you. I feel like I was just rambling, but hopefully you made sense of it. Thanks for stopping by again. Subscribe, like, share, do whatever you want to do to promote this channel, and I will see you in my next one. Okay? Have a nice Easter celebration and have a nice week. Au revoir.